Hi everybody, it's the Gregarious Giggler here, and today I'm coming to you to talk about men.
They buy you dinner, open your door. Other than that, what are they good for, men?
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody! Today is a day that's supposed to be full of hearts and candies and flowers and essentially love. For those who have someone special in their lives today, Valentine's Day can be the best day of the year, or at least one of the most romantic. It's usually a day that's met with a great deal of happiness. And for those who don't have anyone special in their lives, it's usually the worst day of the year, the most hated, the most annoying, and the most sickening. Am I right? When you have nobody to celebrate with, or at least be with on this special day of February 14th, it's the one day of the year when the whole world reminds you that you do not have anyone special in your life. The card companies, the candy companies, balloon manufacturers, the florists, and all the privately owned businesses that hang hearts in the windows with the word sale, as though this is somehow to ease the distress, sadness, and sheer upchuck reflex most of us feel when bombarded with it all on this special day of the year. It's a scam! The whole thing is a scam. I think most people by now know this, but still get suckered into doing things on this day for the someone special in their lives. Whether it's buying them roses, buying them jewelry, taking them on a picnic, knitting them a sweater, you know, all the things you do when you're in love. But it's a scam. Because it's like, who the hell was Saint Valentine anyway? Oh, Wikipedia says Saint Valentine, officially Saint Valentine of Rome, is a widely recognized 3rd century Roman saint commemorated on February 14th, and since the High Middle Ages is associated with a tradition of courtly love. All that is reliably known of the saint commemorated on February 14th is his name, and that he was martyred and buried at a cemetery on the Via Flaminia, close to the Ponte Milvio, to the north of Rome on that day. It is uncertain whether Saint Valentine is two different saints. Interesting. Fun little fact, I guess. The point is, we have this holiday now that is used to the benefit of many a money maker all over the Western world. And we all fall victim to it, at least in part, right? Well, for those of you who are feeling sad and alone today, I thought I would cheer you up by giving you a short summary of things to come in my blog series, Why You Don't Have a Girlfriend and Why as a Result I Don't Have a Boyfriend, which you can find at thegregariousgiggler.blogspot.com. I have recently stopped posting blog entries because I am trying to monetize them. But that doesn't mean I can't give you a little sneak peek as to what's to come in the series in the very near future. So far, you've read all about my many evenings at the now very well-known Enoteca, where I had many glasses of wine with many different men and ate many plates of the best lasagna known to mankind. It all happened in Civitavecchia, a city that lies just 1 hour north of Rome, the Eternal City, where I found myself living with my mother for 1 year. You read about my date with Vic Ferrari and Mr. Wrong. You read about the applicant and the manly man. You read about the doctor, and of course, you read about the heartbreaker. You read about the keeper and how we had several dates in a row, 2 of them in Rome as it happened, our first time there together visiting the Trevi Fountain. You have more than likely read about all the disastrous dates I had and all the nice dates I had. You read about all the losers who just wanted sex from me and nothing more. And even the ones who actually said to my face that that was all that they were looking to get out of me. And then you read about some of my boring dates, and then some of my very average dates that had nothing more than a few nice words to exchange with me. But here's all that you haven't read about, but will be reading about in the very near future. In January of 2017, the heartbreaker called me up out of the blue and invited me to come out to Rome for the evening. I went. Right before I left the region the very next day, to go meet with 2 different men in respective cities in the south of Italy. My dates spanned a full week away from Civitavecchia, on trains and buses, and in cars of strangers in cities where I'd never been, but fell in love with, at least the cities. The dates you'll have to read about. I had one man cook for me, while I cooked for both the men. on separate occasions, of course. One of these men I named Dr. Jekyll, for good reason. Once I got back to Civitavecchia, I began a phone relationship with an Italian pilot for 1 week who was very well-spoken, very interested in meeting me, and very good-looking from his photos. He drove the furthest distance to meet with me than any other man, I believe, ever did. 3 hours from northern Tuscany. In February, I began seeing a Frenchman, and in March, I met a Peruvian prince, or at least that's what I named him. You'll be reading all about my Brazilian bachelor that I reeled into my grips, and how I followed him around Italy on his boat. You'll read about the cute Calabrese that I met on a ferry ride while on my way to an island, and the foreigner that picked me up at a gelato stand while I was on said island. You'll read about more disappointments, more tragic cases of men without brains, scruples, or gentlemanly attitudes, and you'll find out with whom or if I ended up with any of them by the end of my terribly creative project that I set out upon for 1 year. But mostly, you'll learn about my self-discovery, my conclusion overall after embarking on this journey, and where I'm at now in my life. Well, I hope that this has eased some of your Valentine's Day woes for those of you who are without any special person this year, listening to the disappointments from another's perspective. Or if you do have someone special in your life, perhaps this has made you appreciate them all the more. Not having to go out with 100 men in a year. In any case, whatever your situation and whomever you're with today, make sure to have a wonderful day and go crack open a bottle of buio. It will be a romantic drink for you and your partner. Or you can drink something that's just as dark as your soul if you're alone. Or if you do have someone special in your life, maybe you can make them something really creative like this for Valentine's Day. That's all for today, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, The Gregarious Giggler, here on YouTube. Make sure to click like on the video down below. Make sure to check out my other videos. Make sure to check out my blog series, Why You Don't Have a Girlfriend and Why, as a Result, I Don't Have a Boyfriend, which you can find at thegregariousgiggler.blogspot.com. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day. Ciao!
Men, I'm talking about men.